Hey all, coming to you live from the outside office today. A beautiful day here in the Washington D.C. area. Um, I didn't get a video out yesterday, whereas it's supposed to be a daily adventure. So I'm going to do two of them today to kind of make up for that. So I'm doing day 12 and day 13 of the 20-day video challenge. And again, for those of you that haven't tuned in before, it is a challenge that was posed to us by our marketing team to accept it or not, and to do a video per day answering different questions about the business or about ourselves and how we run our business. And obviously there have been 11 videos done already and various topics covered with that. Today, again, I'm going to read specifically what the topics are that I'm to cover, and try to cover them in quick fashion. So day 12 was your 3 biggest mistakes you've made with your business. 3 biggest mistakes I've made with my business. And then day 13, the topic is your 3 best tips and advice for someone looking to join this business. Now, it's interesting that I'm combining these two because I skipped one yesterday, but they seem very closely related to me. They seem like kind of the same topic, because any mistakes that I've made, I would obviously want to share those with anybody that comes on board, so that they don't have to go through those same mistakes themselves. And that is, the very essence of how this business is built with the leadership that we have, is that there are many people that have done this and gone before me and made lots of mistakes and share that information with me, so I don't have to go through the time and trials of making those same mistakes as well. So when it comes to saying, what's the 3 biggest mistakes that I've made, I was actually sitting here trying to think of that. Well, what would they be, and I couldn't come up specifically with 1, 2, 3, what are the mistakes. Certainly, one of the topics I've talked about in one of the previous videos was the biggest mistake in coming into this business is to not be all in with it. So I would moreover look at and say, look, we jump into this to be distributors, to be self-employed, to have our own business. One of the issues with having your own business is, in some instances, there's no game plan. It's just whatever you do is the way you do it, and you fail and you stumble, and some businesses fall apart. With this one, it just so happens that there are instructions onto how to do this business and what to do with this business, and to help you, or to help prevent, I should say, you making the same mistakes that somebody else has already made, so that you don't have to spend time and the pain of doing that. So there's been a lot of things that I have done because it is your own business. And this is my business, so I'm going to run it the way I want to. You've heard the saying, don't try to reinvent the wheel. So there are specific ways stated and lined out as to how to do this business and how it actually works, and you can pick and choose from those different ways. You can even figure out your own way to do it if you are on that track. But if you find yourself jumping in this business and trying new things and doing new things, and all of a sudden you feel frustrated that gosh, I don't think it's really working or working as fast as I want it to, then just go back to the basics. Go back to the basics of how it's been learned along the way and taught to you and lined out as to how to do this business, because those are things that they know that works. Now, if you choose that you don't want to do things that way and you want to do it your own way, that's fine. It's your business. You can run it how you want to. But if you're not seeing the success, go back to the basics of how they're outlining and how they're saying to do the business. So one of the things that the biggest thing that I'd say was a mistake for me was that I was in with one foot and out with the other foot. I was kind of half in, half out. I didn't really fully commit to the idea that I had a business, or that I was going to do the business the way that it's outlined to be successful as fast as possible. So the mistake that I made was I was in this business for a while, just kind of sitting there watching it really, and not doing anything to help it grow, or to market it, or to do the things that were already outlined that were successful, because I didn't fully believe that either this was the direction I was going to go, or this is what I was going to do for the rest of my life, or that I could do this, or that I could be successful at it. All those things are belief issues. So the biggest, thing that I would do with somebody that, again, the tips I would have somebody that's looking to join this, is that, if somebody says to me, I'm kind of interested in your business, I'm thinking about it, then I would personally, I let them sit there and think about it, because at which time they're ready to come on board is when they're ready to come on board. So I don't push the issue with anybody, because it is a big decision. Second thing is, once they do, let me know that, okay, yeah, I want to do this, then we're going to have a talk, and it's going to be a very real talk about both the ups and the downs of the business, and so that you are prepared for what you're getting into and what it takes to be successful. And if you can come into this business with, the passion and the fire that you really want to have a business, and you really want it to be successful, then you're halfway there, because that is the battle. If somebody comes into this mediocre or just kind of half believing or thinking, I don't really know if I can do it, or maybe I'll try it, those are the things that's going to, the first thing that happens, as they say, life happens. The first thing that happens is you're going to, cower and run and say, oh gosh, it doesn't work, just, that kind of thing. So, the first thing is come in it with, the passion that you are going to do this, that you're going to make this work, that you're going to learn the business, and be prepared for the things that are going to happen along the way. And again, those things are lined out by people that have been there before us, So what I'm trying to do is to not reinvent the wheel, to make sure that my mindset is right, that I have the passion and belief about where I'm at and where I'm going, and then to plug in the nuts and bolts of the business as to what I need to do on a daily basis to make that reality. So again, I skirted around the question a little bit, because I didn't outline 3 things that are mistakes I made, or the 3 things that I would tell somebody, but they're kind of combined into one big thing, and that is, if you're going to come into this business, be prepared mentally that you are all in, that you're not just sticking your toe in the water to test the waters, that that you're not just going to cower and turn at the first time somebody says no, or has something, an opinion about, why are you doing that, or you should be doing something else, or anything like that. So again, it's just, look hard and strong at this business as to why. Why do you want to do the business? Why do you want to have a business? And establish that as your empowerment, because that's what will carry you through any mistakes that you make, or any things that you have to overcome in moving forward with the business and being successful. Again, the only way that you fail at any given venture, be it a business, is if you quit. So if you're only in it half heartedly, then the likelihood is very high that you will fail, that you will find something along the way that seems too difficult, or that you just can't take that. But if you look at it in a realistic sense, and evaluate and figure out that the rewards of having this business is greater than the things that you have to do or put up with, then go at it all in with no reservations and no turning back, and you too will be successful. I look forward to talking to you all on the next video. Until then.